if you're listening, about a kengu, a tiefling, and a bugbear having no damn clue what they're doing, then you're listening to Not So Super Dungeon Bros.
Hello everyone and welcome to the 6th episode of Not So Super Dungeon Bros. We're excited to have you, and we are glad that you're enjoying our show and actually stuck around to this episode, so yay for you. Today we're going to start off with another recap, which is going to be done by Thaddeus, I believe.
Yes, I'm pretty sure I rolled a nat 1 last time, so... okay, so last we left off our heroes, we had taken the masked one to the city of Eversummit, where we were able to give him to the Grandmaster of the Mages College. They conducted an interrogation, and they gave us a little bit of an explanation on just everything that's going on. They told us about some older gods, older than any of the gods that are more prevalent now. There were 7 brothers, and one of the brothers was extremely powerful, but also incredibly evil. And we found out that that is the god that all of these masked ones are serving and trying to release. That's the big bad that we're a little bit worried about, that we experienced earlier when we touched the black obsidian. So we found out about the 7 god brothers and how they took the evil one and they put him into a prison of sorts. And so now we, after that, the Grandmaster interrogated the masked one. So the marked one kind of had a bit of a possession moment where that god actually spoke through him. And it's a pretty bad time. It was a little sketchy. But the Grandmaster was able to keep things under the control. He had the marked one killed, and we ended up getting a bit of a proposition to join up and try to, keep the world from ending, keep this guy from getting out. So we joined up with the Order of the Rose, and we had a trial, which is a little rough. We went,
What?
To say the least.
What is with your voice, dude? You talk like a man, and then all of a sudden you go...
I'm just trying to imitate. Anyways, so as we were going through the trials, we found a young boy who was chained up. Barb went over and tried to help him. Unfortunately, he turned freaky and became this huge monster, and things quickly got out of hand. On the bright side, we are all alive, and our next goal is to go meet up with a dwarf named Haldar, who is currently in a prison in a city that hates people who lived in carcery. So that's not great. But so we're excited to go see what we can do. This dwarf has a way to travel between the planes, so we're going to go try to find him.
Alright then, let us begin.
Dun dun dun.
A marked one sits against the obsidian wall, furious with the report that has come in of the escape of the intruders, capturing one of his brethren. He knows that his master will take out the punishment upon him or his brethren, for failure is not an option. Not this time. After slamming repeatedly on the desk, he comes to the conclusion that the hunters are needed, and sends out the dispatch to send the hunters. We go back to the city of Eversummit. There we find our heroes exiting the Mages College. Looking back at this tower that seems oddly smaller now that they've exited it, they find themselves in the tower garden. Around them is the hustle and bustle of many soldiers preparing armaments and preparing to set out from the city. On your right, the heroes see a familiar face, Zane Stonesorn, looking still a little bit ragged, but doing his duty and taking stock of the armaments that are put before him. Additionally, the Black Road Master stands next to him and looks over his shoulder dutifully. Now, I believe, Zeke, you were looking for a enchantment store? Last we left off?
Yeah, I wanted to, see if I could get the, clothes fitted.
Okay. Yes, so they had, the Grandmaster had recommended that you go to Smashley Enchantments, which is located in the smithing district, and you can make your way there. It would probably be better to make your way there on foot, even though the stables are close, due to the narrowness of some of the city streets. But yeah, would you all like to do?
I'll go with
I
him.
think I'm gonna head over there. Yeah.
Is there like a cooking district or anything like that I could go to? Maybe not a district, but like a cooking store or college or something like that.
So there are there's obviously a culinary guild location here, as well as, you know, there's bakeries and some taverns and fine establishments, something like that. So it depends on what you're actually looking for.
I just wanted to go. I guess I could just go to like a general grocery store or something like that. Just pick up some cooking items, restock my carrot supply.
Okay. Are you wanting to go separately with them, or are you wanting to go with them and then stop at those places along the way?
We'll hang out with them. I want to check out this enchantress / smithy place that you mentioned last time.
Okay. You head off through the city. It takes you about a 5 or 10 minute walk as you enter the smithing district. You notice that the buildings here are a little bit different. The white stone seems to have a little bit more grime from all the work that goes on, especially around the blacksmith areas. The structure's roofs are mostly open, except for the areas where they would actually house the items that they are looking to sell, as the open air helps to alleviate some of the smog and situation that's going on in the smithing district. You walk around and you stop near a street sign, and on this sign it says Smashley's Enchantments. And you look at this building, and it is by far the worst looking building on the street. It looks like a shack that is falling apart and just looks terrible. However, you walk into the door, and immediately as you enter the room, it is like the most pristine and most elaborately carved decorations on the walls. The shelving and everything is very finely crafted. There's red rugs run across there of fine silk. There's just a bunch of elaborate items all throughout this room, and very contrast to the outside. You would have never expected there being this much beauty and like just elegance to this shop was when you walk inside. Behind a desk that is made of wood and glass, inside the glass cases there's a few more items. Or you can see some rings in there, you can see some beads and a few other items. But behind this desk is a ragged old lady, and she welcomes you in.
Well, hello, boys. Come on in. I've got what you need in the enchantment area.
Oh boy.
The name is Smashley. How can I help you?
And I'm gonna approach and just say, well, I have this cloak here, and I would like to see that it's fitted to me. That way I can wear it. It's a little bit
so you're just
short.
wanting to add some length to it, or?
Yes, and maybe trim it up a little bit. Make sure it fits well.
Very well, my darlings. That shouldn't be an issue. Let me see.
She drapes it across your shoulder, and she measures down the excess. She's like,
Okay. She's like, this shouldn't be an issue. I shall have my seamstress work on it. Doesn't look like I really have to add much magic to it, so it shouldn't cost too much. I'd say I'll charge you 15 gold.
15 gold. That sounds like a great deal. And so I give her the 15 gold.
Excellent. Thank you, darling. We will have this ready within the hour.
Sweet. And I'm just gonna kind of take some time to go looking around, see what else is there.
Okay. You go ahead and start looking around, and I will read off a few of the main things that you see. You see in one corner a little quiver that has some arrows in it, and on it says Arrows of Slaying. You see in the counter, you see a bead of force. You see next to the quiver bracers of archery. You see this metal, hollow metal tube sitting on one shelf that's about a foot long, and it says the Chime of Opening. Further on, you see a circlet of blasting in two big, or not big, but small little barrels. You see some fine dust in them. One of the barrels says Dust of Disappearance, and the other one says Dust of Sneezing and Choking. And they look very, very similar, almost the exact same. And then you also see in the little glass case an elemental gem. You see, sorry, I have a lot of things. On another shelf, you see this wooden box that's about a foot long, 6 inches wide, and 6 inches deep. And it says Folding Boat. And another item that you see are Horns of Blasting, a bottle that says Filter of Love, and in the glass case you see a couple of rings. Namely, you see the Ring of the Donkey, Ring of Free Action, Ring of Jumping, Ring of Water Walking, and then you see a tube on a shelf on the other wall that says Sovereign Glue. Trident that's hanging above the door that says Trident of Fish Command. Right next to the glue that you saw is a bottle of Universal Solvent. And then another item that you see is a wand of Enemy Detection. And the last thing you notice is a small basin, very elegantly crafted. It looks like it's elvish design. And it's a basin. And it is called the Basin of Things. And it right next to it has a sign that says 5 silver per viewing. And then also additionally on that counter in front of her, there is these 2 hands, like basically wooden hands that are sitting up, and on them there's gloves. These gloves are fingerless gloves, so they're like cut off at the mid knuckle. And then they have on the back palm of it is a little circle that looks like it would encase like a gem or a jewel or something. So that's all you see.
Okay.
If you'd like to know anything about an item, you can ask about it.
Yeah,
obviously.
there's a few.
Or I'd like to know about the arrows.
Okay.
What's with the arrows?
Oh, darling. The arrow of slaying. So this is a very expensive item. The arrow of slaying is a magic weapon meant to slay a particular kind of creature. Some are more focused than others. For example, there are arrows of dragon slaying, arrows of blue dragon slaying, and so forth. If a creature belonging to that type of race or group is struck by the arrow, the creature must make a DC 17 Constitution saving throw. I don't know why she would say all this in the interview. But anyway, you have to make a DC 17 Constitution saving throw, and if you fail, you take 6d10 piercing damage, and if you're successful, you take half of that.
Oof.
Dang.
However, one arrow is priced at $600 or 600 gold.
Okay, I think I'll pass.
I want to ask about first the circlet of blasting.
The circlet of blasting.
Alright.
Oh my gosh.
Alright. While
You're
wearing
just so
this circlet,
cute. You're so
you can
cute.
use an action to cast the Scorching Ray spell with it. When you make the spell's attack, you do so with an attack bonus of +5. The circlet can't be used this way again until the next dawn.
Okay. What about the I don't remember what the item was, but the something of free action. I think it was gloves.
Free action. So it's not like perform another action, just so you know right off the bat.
With-
While you're wearing this ring, difficult terrain doesn't cost you extra movement. In addition, magic can neither reduce your speed nor cause you to be paralyzed or restrained.
Oh, that's dope.
So by free action, they're basically talking like free
Yeah,
movement.
like free movement. Okay.
So, what about the ring of the donkey?
Ah. Well, this really hasn't been selling very good lately, but it's on a discount price. But basically,
so the ring requires attunement. It has 1 charge per day. And a spectral donkey leaps from the ring, faces its behind to an enemy creature of the wearer's choice up to 10 feet away, and kicks the enemy for 1d8 of force damage and knocks the creature back 10 feet. The creature then makes a dex save, DC 12, and on a fail, it is prone.
How much does that cost?
I want it.
the ring of the donkey is set at 200 gold.
Roo.
Or-
I'll take it.
Oh, excellent. And she picks it up out from behind the jewelry case. She takes out a little wand that she has, and she wipes over it and says a little cantation, and she's like, "Don't worry, dearie, I'm just removing the protections that I have placed on all of my items." And then she hands the ring to you and collects the 200 gold from you.
Nice.
All right, does anyone want to know about anything else?
Also, what is with these gloves here? The one with the slot in the back of the hand.
Oh, fine eye. Well, these are gloves that I've been working on, sort of a creation of my own, basically meant for hand-to-hand combat. Basically, the back part you see here, you could place in a gem, such as a red corundum, or perhaps a sapphire, a blue sapphire, an emerald, and basically, depending on what type of magic you want imbued within them. So, for instance, if we had an emerald, we'll say, that would give it water damage, basically. And when you strike, you would perform water damage. Depending on how fine of a gem you procure, will depend on how powerful the attack is. But this is added on, of course, to however hard you hit the person.
And lastly, what is this basin for? The one with the sign next to it.
So this basin, I came about it a long time ago, but it's quite fickle. Basically, you give me 5 silver, I will perform a little ritual, and you will peer into the basin. You may see the future, you may see the present, or you may see the past, but it will definitely be something involving you. When you do...
I hand her 5 silver and I walk up to the basin. Am I tall enough to see into it, or do I need like a stool or something?
Yep. So she comes out with a little pitcher, and she pours some of the water into a little cup, and she hands it to you. She says, rinse your mouth with this and spit back into the cup.
So I take the cup and I put all the water in my mouth, and I just gargle it and swish it around into my cheeks, and then I just... and it all kind of just drips out of my beak into the basin.
Okay. Not into the basin, back into the cup.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay, back into the cup.
You do it into the basin, she's like, I guess it's going back into the same spot, and she pours the rest of the water in there. Okay, and then she goes, go ahead and look in.
Do I stick my face in it?
No,
or
you just look into it. So you look into this, and the water is kind of rippling and stuff still from being poured in, and then all of a sudden it just goes crystal still, just flat as can be, and in it you see yourself, and you see that there is this celestial light pouring all around you, and you look like this celestial power is actually being imbued into you. I need you to make a perception check to see what else you see.
Oh, man. 9.
A 9. I'm sorry. That is about all that you see.
Do I know that I missed something, or did I just...
You were just you were in awe of all that was happening. That you didn't really look at fine details. You did with a 9. You did notice that you are a little bit older. Like it's not like a younger version of you. It's not quite the present version of you, but it's possibly like an older version of you.
Fate is a fickle creature, my friend, and it will only show what it wants. Sometimes it doesn't show anyone anything. Only those with a strong destiny typically are shown. So take comfort in that.
Okay, I'd like to do that too.
Alright, Barb, she hands you a cup of water. A different cup. She dumps out the basin. And you gargle around, spit it back in the cup. She pours it back into the jugs, give it a nice shake, and then pours it into the basin. And just like before, the water is kind of, swirling around, and then it goes glacier still and is stopped. And inside it, you see an orc hammering away on your sword, like forming it. You just see that it's fully formed, but he has the blade heated, and he's smashing it down and making it fine, like into a fine shape and sharpening it. Go ahead and make a perception check.
14.
Okay. So additionally, you notice the area that he's in. It's a blacksmithing shop, but it's not like any that you've seen. At least not from where you've been. Not within Eversummit. Not within Blackstone. Not in any of the areas that you've traveled on this continent. And then the image fades away. Oh, sorry. When you were looking at this orc, additionally, you rolled. Sorry, I forgot some of the parts. So, in addition, you study this orc a little bit finer, and this orc has a grayish skin. He's a full orc, and he has kind of an underbite, and one tooth has a piercing through it. That's just a gold circlet that goes through that tooth on his right tooth.
Did I get the perception that it was a good thing that he was working on the sword, or is that something that I would have got from that image?
No, you don't really know. It's just an image. So like exactly what you saw that's all the information that.
Okay.
Like you don't.
So I don't know if it
doesn't
happened.
Give you feelings or anything.
I didn't know if it happened before or future or past.
Right. You're not 100% sure when it happened.
All right.
Because obviously you've never seen this orc before, so you don't know if it's an older orc or like a younger version of the orc.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Ezekiel is kind of hesitant, but can I roll like Arcana just to see the nature of this thing? Like just to see if it's actually, just kind of get an idea of how powerful it is.
Yeah.
A 10 probably doesn't get much.
So you don't know like what kind of magic is. You just know that it's very powerful. With a 10, you know it's not illusion.
Okay.
You know it's not illusory magic. So.
Knowing this...
you get the sense that it's very powerful, and kind of a mixture of a lot of magics.
Interesting. Knowing this, I am also going to do it.
Okay, darling, here you go.
And you do the mouth rinse. She pours it in. You look in. It's choppy. You don't see anything. Until it flattens out. And in it, you see an elven maiden that you recognize. And she's picking herbs in a small field. And I need you to roll a perception check.
11.
So you notice that the lighting's a little bit weird. It's kind of a little bit bluish, but like not like crazy blue, but just kind of weirdly blue. Not like natural light. You notice that there's a little bit of wooded area behind it, but then the vision kind of fogs past that point. And that's all you notice. You didn't notice anything.
Does it look like my elven homeland at all?
Kind of, but very different.
Okay.
At the same time.
So, as Zeke was doing this, I want to try and grab a pinch of the dust of sneezing and sprinkle it on him. Or throw it in his face or whatever.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
She's got power over all of her stuff.
Alright. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do it where basically, what happens is you pull this dust, and once you get about a foot away from this barrel, it ignites and burns your fingers for 4 points of damage.
Rum-dum.
Now let me read you the description of this, because if she didn't have her magic spells on some of this stuff, that could have really backfired on you. Dust of sneezing and choking.
Yeah, this is dangerous.
When you use it as an action to throw a handful of dust into the air, you and each creature that needs to breathe within 30 feet of you must succeed a DC 15 Constitution saving throw, or become unable to breathe while sneezing uncontrollably. A creature affected in this way is incapacitated and suffocating. As long as it is conscious, a creature cannot repeat can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turn, ending the effect on a success. The lesser restoration spell can also end the effect on a creature. She looks over.
What are you doing, little one?
Jeez, I toss her a silver coin.
I've got my eye on you. I wouldn't touch anything else in this store without permission.
I want to go up to those gloves that were at the...
Dang it, I was just going to say I want to buy those gloves. I think they look dope on me. I don't even care if I use them for their function. I can just picture me with them on, strut my stuff, holding my sword.
She can make more than one set.
Oh, okay.
I thought she made these
Okay, I thought it was one of a kind.
You can go up to him, so go on up and do what you're doing.
Yeah, I just asking how much they cost.
Well, darling, these are very special. They are 750 gold.
I'll
plus whatever you have to buy the gem that goes in them as well.
Oh shit.
So does each hand have a different gem slot?
No.
So there's one gem slot for the pair?
Yeah, so there's only one gem slot on the right backhand one. The left one doesn't have it, the gem slot.
Okay. And then I kind of ask her, do the gems have to be enchanted, or do the gloves draw from like a natural essence that the gems have in them to produce this power?
The gloves will draw a natural essence. So depending on what element you want, let me read this. If you'd like air elemental power, you would need a blue sapphire. Darlings, let's see here. Yellow diamond will do earth elemental damage. Red corundum will do fire elemental, and an emerald will do water elemental. Additionally, if you're seeking to do a celestial damage or something of that sort, a fine white diamond would do the celestial, and an onyx gem would perform necrotic damage or some such thing.
Does she have a fine white? What did you say it was? A fine white diamond?
Yeah, fine white. So the yellow diamond would be the earth elemental, like magic, and then a white diamond would be celestial.
But the white diamond, I imagine, because it's celestial, would be the most valuable.
Yeah, how much does a white diamond cost?
It depends on.
So basically, the way like these gems works is you can find gems that are worth, between 1,000 gold and 200 gold, depending on the gem. So however much the gem is worth is going to determine how much damage that does. So really,
Gotcha.
typically what you'll find in like a gem store is you'd find something between you'd find like a 200 gold valued item or gem, then you'd find like a 400 gold value, and then 600, and then rarely you'll find like something upwards of 800 to 1,000 gold. Like it's a very rare thing if you find something that worth that much.
Okay. Are you buying that, Dan?
I can't afford it. I only got 700. She said it was 750, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. And
just for the gloves.
That doesn't include the gem, yeah.
Right, and you have to buy the gem. Yeah, I don't have enough money. I would buy it.
How much do you have?
You can place,
Rooster?
like, she speaks up. You can place things on hold, or you can order things in advance. Perhaps you don't like the color of these gloves. Maybe you would like, a different color version of the glove. But basically, I can make to order, and given time, you can come back and pay for the rest. I only ask that if you are going to request an item, that you put forth 1/3 of the amount of the item, and then pay the rest when you collect the item.
All right, cool. I want a fitted pair of black gloves that match my skin.
Okay. A little stewardess comes out and does it and takes your thing. She doesn't say a word, and then she gets the measurements and walks back out. Did someone else say they wanted to do it?
No, I was asking Rooster how much coin he had, but it's not important.
Without the gem, are you wanting to pre-order the gem as well, or what are you looking to do? Are you looking maybe to recover a gem somewhere else and bring it in?
I think we'll just start with ordering the gloves.
No, you have to get both. She said you can't
well,
get
I have to get both for it to work.
You can order the gloves first and bring in a gem, or order the gem at the time of pickup, and I can place the gem. Setting the gem shouldn't take too long, and then performing, obviously, the enchantment will take a little bit longer, but it shouldn't take me more than a day to get it completed once you have the gem and the gloves.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm going to order the gloves right now.
Would anybody be interested in any other of my wares, or perhaps anything else that you would like for me to create?
Can I do like a perception check of just to see if there was anything that maybe you didn't list?
So there are a few other things on there. I listed everything that was less than 2,000 gold.
Okay. All right, that's all I need to know.
if you want to look at, if you want to see some other things, I can throw some other stuff out there, but it's gonna be worth a lot.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, I do have a question for her.
Would you care to see my folding boat? I think it is quite the contraption.
I'll nod eagerly and follow her.
All right, I just wanted to read the description of the folding boat because it's so freaking cool. All right. The folding boat. This object appears as a wooden box that measures 12 inches long, 6 inches wide, and 6 inches deep. It weighs 4 pounds and floats. It can be opened to store items inside. This item also has 3 command words, each requiring you to use an action to speak it. One command word causes the box to unfold into a boat 10 feet long, 4 feet wide, and 2 feet deep. The boat has 1 pair of oars, an anchor, a mast, and a lateen sail. The boat can hold up to 4 medium creatures comfortably.
Jeez.
The second command word causes the box to unfold into a ship 24 feet long, 8 feet wide, and 6 feet deep. The ship has a deck, rowing seats, 5 sets of oars, a steering oar, an anchor, a deck cabin, and a mast with a square sail. The ship can hold 15 medium-sized creatures comfortably. When the box becomes a vessel, its weight becomes that of a normal vessel of its size, and anything that was stored in the box remains on the boat. The third command word causes it to fold back up into a box. And if there was anything that was on the boat that couldn't fit in the box when it's a box, it does not get folded up inside of it.
How much does this thing cost?
I'll take it.
I'm pretty sure this is over 2,000. Yeah, this is 10,000. This is 10,000.
Shoot.
I just thought it was awesome, so I wanted to add it.
That is awesome, man.
Dude,
it's 10,000 gold.
Can I put that on layaway?
Yeah, one third would be 3,300 gold.
Come on, Zeke. Pony up.
We don't have that much collectively
I don't
anyway.
think collectively you have that much, yeah.
Throw the horses.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think the horses are going to get you that much.
No, I don't think so. That is dope. That is
Definitely not
dope.
going to get you that. Yeah, I thought it was super cool.
I'd totally carry that around with me all the time.
I know. Well, it's not a huge box. Like
No, it's tiny. I'd sleep in it. Like when I got to a place, I'd unfold
you
it.
just set your boat up in the middle of.
in the middle of the desert.
He's in the middle of a desert, just sleeping in his boat.
Yeah. Slide down the dunes in it.
Oh man. Alrighty. So I want to ask her one more thing. Does she have any recipes, magical food recipes, or just recipes in general for food?
Oh, darling, I am an enchantress. I'm not a cook.
Enchanted food. It's a thing. Come on.
You would probably be best speaking with someone at the culinary guild or some sort. I'm sorry, I don't cook. Ah, yes, the enchanted spit I have over here. You stick a hog on it, and it will roast it by itself.
There we go. How much?
50 gold.
Does it only work for hogs?
You can put any sort of meat or perhaps vegetables on it to roast it. It just depends on what you want to roast.
Would it cook a jackalope?
I was just going to say, what about a jackalope?
What is a jackalope? I'm afraid I've never heard of this.
I'll buy it. I give her 50 gold for it.
Okay, you have one magical spit.
Does it work on people?
It collapses
Oh my
down.
gosh.
It collapses down into like a 12-inch long cylinder tube.
Okay. Would that work on like if you're in a fight, you could stick that through someone and
No.
kill them? Okay, just checking. You never know.
You have to actually build a fire?
No, it comes with its own little fire underneath.
Okay.
See, that was a good idea. I can just see sticking it through one of the bad guys and
We could use it as a torture device for sure.
Yeah.
It takes 10 minutes for setup.
so then it'd be extra painful.
All right, does anyone want to do anything else?
Nope.
Nah.
I'm good.
Can't afford anything.
All right, dearie, your gloves will be ready within 2 to 3 weeks, and then I will be waiting for the gem that you choose, and we will be able to place it on it.
Were we in there long enough to where my clothing is done?
I was going to say, we were in there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it really wasn't. It really wouldn't take a. It wasn't going to take a long to get this done because all she's really doing is adding some cloth to it and making sure that the spell covered down on the extra cloth that was placed.
But when
so
they came out,
the what?
I was gonna say when they brought it out though, the added on fabric that was bright pink.
No.
No.
So the seamstress brings it out, and the cloth that was used looks almost exactly the same. You might be able to tell a slight difference in the coloration if you were to study it really hard, but at normal glance it doesn't. It looks exactly the same.
Splendid. This will do, and I toss her another 3 gold.
Oh, thank you, my darlings. Come again, please.
All right.
I think she's got a thing for you.
And I take my leave.
She gives you a wink.
Just keep on walking.
All right, and you guys walk out of Smashley's enchantments. What would you all like to do now?
I think we're going to the cooking place right? Isn't that where you
Just a
want to go?
general goods store to grab some
Okay,
carrots.
yeah, you just go to the bazaar. A little section that has a bunch of food stalls with fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, and some, different types of livestock that are either slain right there or have been already slain and, stripped for their meat. What items are you looking to get? Are you wanting to interact with a certain vendor, or are you just looking to get items?
No, I'm literally just looking to restock on carrot soup ingredients.
Okay, so you go around and you pick up all the carrot soup ingredients. How much worth of it do you want?
How far away is Forstone?
It's about 3-week travel. It's kind of, well, no, it's a little bit less than that. It's about 2 weeks. 2 weeks away. It's northwest of where you are.
Enough to make like 10 helpings.
Okay, so yeah, you get about that much. It's only going to be about 2 silver. And that should get you enough for 10 helpings.
Cool.
I'd also spend some just to make sure we have plenty of supplies and have it delivered to our wagon.
Okay.
Just that way we have
the
provisions.
items delivered to your wagon. All right, so they're going to just deliver provisions to the
how much do you think provisions? I mean, I don't know how long exactly we're planning on being away. But
well, I mean, it's 2 weeks. Obviously, you wouldn't want to get too much provisions unless you're just wanting like hardtack or something like that. But enough for 2 weeks to get to the place.
You're traveling with a cook, and you're going to eat hardtack for a 2-week journey.
Well, you don't want to bring.
I'm offended.
If you were traveling for a month, you obviously wouldn't want to buy like a month's worth of vegetables because you'd probably rot halfway through the trip. You know. What I mean?
Gotcha.
So
I'm just trying to figure it out so I could pitch in some money too. So
right. Yeah, if you guys all throw in like 5 coppers, we'll call it. You got enough for actually a silver each
or a gold each, I think.
No, a silver. A silver should be fine.
If 3 silvers is enough for 10 helpings.
10 batches of carrot soup. So I mean,
gold is big money.
Gold
Okay.
Gold is really like you could live off a gold piece for like almost 2 weeks.
Yeah, like a loaf of bread is only like 2 copper, I think, or a copper.
Okay.
Yeah, so just deduct like a silver each, and that'll give you the supplies, and they'll send that over to the stable. The Red Pony
What if you don't have any silver?
If you don't
How
have any silver,
many copper?
10 copper.
What if you don't have 10 copper?
Then a gold equals 10 silver.
Okay. That's what I'll do. Okay.
Barb's over at the money exchanger, exchanging rates and stuff.
All right, we're good.
Okay.
So I pitched in.
Yeah. So what would you all like to do next?
I'm good to head out whenever you guys are. Yeah. I need to get a horse, unless we're taking the wagon.
I mean, you have 2 good riding horse, and Rooster's not very big, so he could ride with Zeke. Kind of have like a Gimli Legolas thing going on there.
But we have someone has to ride a wagon, and then we have 2 other horses. So
I thought we were renting the wagon out.
Yeah, you don't have to ride the wagon. You could fit all the stuff in your saddlebags, all your extra food and whatnot.
Yeah, and we wanted to rent that out. That wagon.
We were just renting the wagon out until we came back. I mean, until we needed it, right?
Well, you were renting it for like to store the horses for 7 days. But since you're looking like you're gonna be leaving before then, likely he'll just set aside a small profit for you guys. Unless you are taking the wagon. If you're leaving the wagon there, he's going to keep renting it out along with the horses, and
I'm riding my own horse. I captured them. I'm not riding
I'm riding my own horse.
I'm just going to go try to purchase a horse.
Well, you can go speak with Joff and figure out a horse.
Absolutely. That'll be my next thing once we're done in the bazaar.
Okay, so are you good? You guys heading back to the stables?
Actually, yeah. Before we enter the stables, though, I pull the guys aside, and I'm just like, how are we going to get into Forstone? Because they're not going to accept you, Zeke.
They'll accept me. They just want me to register.
Do we want to register there, though? Or do we want to sneak in?
Well, if they have a magic means of detecting me, then we don't have much of a choice, I don't think.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, he's basically a demon. I mean,
and I kind of look at freaking Barb at that, and a little bit of fire kind of runs through my hands.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, that was essentially like you calling him Barbara.
Yeah.
He didn't like that.
Yeah, not a fan.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna head in and go talk to Ja.
All right.
Oh boy.
Hello.
Oh my gosh. Hello.
Back again, I see.
Yes, I was looking to inquire about some of your steeds. I want to purchase a horse.
Oh, what kind of horse are you looking for? You have 4?
Just a good riding horse. We're planning on making a trip pretty soon.
Very well, we have horses equal to the quality of horses that you have. If you would like to purchase one of those, I would be willing to trade one of your one horse for one of the draft horses.
I don't know, that's kind of up to everybody. What do you guys think?
No.
No.
Oh my gosh.
I killed all the horses. You can buy your own freaking horse.
That's
now.
right.
Oh
You
my gosh.
smoked them, man. You smoked
What
them.
I captured the wagon and the horses. You can't just trade my crap.
Oh, I guess you did.
I did. Yeah, I
You
did.
died on the
Yeah.
wagon. Get it right.
I took the driver out.
Kept
You did.
alive,
You passed
sucker.
out on the wagon.
No worries.
Yeah, Zeke did technically kill the last guy on the wagon.
Barb would have had it.
Okay,
right.
I also kept the wagon together because everyone ditched the wagon and left me to keep it together.
I was trying to get you a horse, but you just
All right,
killed all
anyway.
of them.
Anyways.
Then it would be about 3 gold for a horse. Yeah.
Oh,
Just buy a horse, you
what's,
cheapskate.
do you have any better quality? Maybe a war horse?
Let me see. Actually, no, because most of the war horses are being purchased for the army that's heading to Blackstone.
Oh, fair enough. Alright, well, I'll take a horse then. And I give him the 3 gold.
Very well. You have a horse. His name is Doe.
Hell yeah.
Just kidding. You can name it whatever the hell you want.
His name is Doe. Short for
Doe.
Doe.
He's a big fat.
Short
he's a
for
little bit fatter.
He's a big
Dope.
fur ball, really long haired, chubby little thing.
Hey, he gets a
You
job.
guys haven't named your horses either.
I'm
so-
gonna name
anyway.
him Barrel.
Barrel.
No one knows that reference. Anyways,
Not at all.
it's
Maybe
from The
our
Hobbit.
listeners do. So there you go.
There you go. It's from The Hobbit.
Oh wow!
Barrel
I'm surprised
Rider.
Garrett didn't get that. Come
Come
on.
on, you amateur.
Who are you
His name
talking
is
to?
Shadowfax.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, he brings out your horses and lets you know that he will collect your profits from renting out the wagon, and he will set them aside for when you return.
Awesome.
Basically, the way that'll work is depending on how long will result in how much you get, and I'll roll a dice to figure all that out.
Sweet. That sounds good.
Everybody good?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I guess.
All right.
I think we head out.
You guys head out the gates and begin the journey to Forstone. Along the way, you're passing through some beautiful countryside. Just outside Eversummit, there's some very nice farms. The area is a little bit dry, but they do have a river that runs alongside and into Eversummit that is used for irrigation and the farming to accompany for the drier weather that's around this area. But as you travel further north, a couple days pass, and you've come into a set of, fairly dense forest, but there is a nice road that leads along. As you're traveling along on about the 7th day, you need to make a perception check.
I got a 5.
12.
12.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so Barb and Rooster are the first ones to see up ahead is a wagon stopped on the side, kind of off the side of the road, and on the ground is a small body. You can't tell what it is from your distance.
I point it out, and then I just pull out one of my darts, and I kind of slow my horse down to a slow walk.
I cast Mage Armor. It's gonna be my paranoid thing now.
Are you guys moving closer? What are you doing?
Yeah,
Yes,
I'll
yeah.
move up closer.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so you move up. As you get closer, you realize it is a gnome, kind of like face down on the dirt, and he has a little bit of blood on the backside of his head. It looks like he might have got hit there. And as you get closer, he kind of like moves a little bit, and then I assume you guys are going to keep getting close to him, or what are you guys wanting to do?
I'm gonna jump down off my horse and approach him.
Same.
Okay, so once you get a little bit closer, he hears you some more, and he flips around onto his backside and sees you, and kind of like shuffles back and bumps up against the wagon wheel, and he just kind of has this panic look on his face, and he's like,
No. We're not here to hurt you. What happened?
They took her. They took my daughter.
I'm gonna start looking around for tracks and stuff.
So he points over, like, just off the track, and you kind of see where a set of footprints coming and going, and like some of the brush pushed aside a little bit and leading off into the forest, and that's what you see. Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Before I would kind of go down that, I'd go talk to him a little bit more too, though. But I got a 15 for investigation. But I'd go and kind of ask him, who took your daughter? What happened exactly?
Okay, so yeah, you see these footprints, very similar. Look very, very similar, and then just around there, you could tell that he's super like frazzled. You definitely could tell he's scared and just worried.
Can I try to calm him down?
Yeah, go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Okay, 21.
Yeah, he's calmed down. He just, you could still tell he's afraid, but he's just, really worried look on his face. But yeah, he's like more calm, and he's like,
They took my daughter.
All right.
Bandits.
All right.
Took her away.
How many of them were there? We're going to go and get her. How many were there?
I'm not sure. I saw at least 2, and I got hit in the back of the head, and I just remember hearing her screaming as they took her away.
As he's bawling his eyes out, I want to search the wagon. Not anything too invasive, but just to get an idea of who this gnome is, like what wares he has in there or whatever.
It's a bunch of farming supplies, actually. Just it looks like he's got some bags of seed in the back, as well as some farming tools. Looks like he's a farmer by trade.
Am I also sure that he's telling the truth?
Roll insight.
15.
Yeah, he's telling the truth.
Okay. Bob, can you start tracking for us?
Of course. Let's go.
All right, let's start sneaking along.
So you won't be able to take your horses in here. It's kind of like thick brush and everything. So
I'm going to tie my horse off on the wagon.
Yeah, same. And I want to be sneaky.
And he's just sitting there, and he goes to the front of the wagon, and he pulls out this little dagger, and you can tell he doesn't really know how to use it, but he kind of sits against the wagon wheel. He's like, I'll guard the wagon.
I kind of pat him on the head and then walk away as I pull my quarterstaff out.
You pat him on his bloody head. That's real nice.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Yeah, so you begin entering this brush, and go ahead and roll a survival check, Barb.
Okay. 22.
Nat 20.
Yeah, it's very, very easy for you to follow these tracks. It looks like the people these footprints, they didn't really care to cover their tracks, didn't think anyone would be coming after them. And they lead you deeper into the forest. You guys travel for about 10 minutes following these tracks, and you come upon a large cave. The cave opening is about 10 feet by 10 feet. And as soon as you enter the cave, I'm assuming you guys are going to enter the cave.
I put my glasses on and then I walk in.
All right, you walk in, and with your new dark vision glasses, you can see into the cave, and it is opens up a little as you get in there further, and it looks like it's 15 feet by 15 feet, but just keeps going back in further. I assume the rest of you follow him in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
As you go deeper into this cave, you start getting this like rotten, musky, nasty smell, like rotten flesh or rotten meat. After you get about 50 feet into this cave, you hear this, and it just gets louder and louder. And all of a sudden, this giant centipede-looking thing